Namaste, my beautiful queens. Namaste, my beautiful, powerful beings of light. In this video, there will be no cards. So if you just care for me to pull out the cards and tell you something, it's not this video. But I want to beg you to please listen to this video, because life is unpredictable and many things happen in life, and many of you in this situation, according to the fact that my video, one of my video touching this subject got some 250,000 viewers, or together with the second part, I don't know, like 500,000 viewers. Many of you are in this situation. Many of you are in this situation. So what I will do in this video, I simply will read you the letter sent to me by one of the women on the other side, the woman who is the wife. I will try not to speak at all, or maybe I'll speak a little bit after that. But all I want you to do right now is to listen to this letter. I'm not going to add anything or to take anything out. As this letter was written to me and sent to me, I am going to read it to you. What you do with this information, how you behave and how you live your life, of course, is your choice. But for many and many of you, at least for 1, 2, 3 of you, this will be a revelation. This will be something you probably didn't think about, and you will be thinking about it now. As I already said before, my beautiful queens, if 1, 2, 3 of you will be affected by what I tell you and will do something about you, this is already my victory, and not my victory, but I take it as I have done something in this world. So I am going just to read you a letter of a woman. I call it on the other side. Usually I receive hundreds, literally hundreds a day of your emails and requests of reading you and a man who is not free, whether he is living with somebody or he is married. And most of your stories are sounding like it's a lifeless marriage. Sometimes it's true. His wife is a bitch, controlling freak, psychopath. Girls, the thing is that I've been in this for, I already told you, for many years, over 20 years. Being honest with you, I can count cases on my one hand when the wife was a bitch or a controlling freak or a psychopath. Actually, what I remember now, I remember only 3 of cases like this. When one's wife was with psychological problems, then another time it was, I remember right now, I remember 3, but it's probably were about like 5 cases. So in all the rest of the cases, it was a woman like you and me, like every one of us. And I don't want to say anything anymore. I want to read you this email, this letter, which was sent to me this morning. That's all I want. I want you to listen to this letter and then decide what you want to do with your life or with the situation you're in. My dearest Lala, I am sorry if my letter is too long or too boring. I know how valuable is your time. I know that you are very busy, but still I hope you will have time to read this email to the end. My name is Catherine. I have been married to my high school sweetheart, the love of my life, for 22 years. I was barely 18 when I married him. I remember that day in details. How I was walking to the altar, how his eyes were shining with tears. My father took me to him and gave me to him. Every day with him, I knew one thing for sure: we belong together. In the hard times, in the good times, we always were together as one. Then our twins were born. My pregnancy was very hard, and he was there for me as much as it was possible. I had a cesarean, and after I was home from the hospital, I was very weak. He managed to work and to help me with kids, a boy and a girl. He picked additional hours at work in order to be able to hire help. I still remember those moments when we saw our kids first smile, their first words, their first steps. How could he forget this all? How could he wipe out those memories? 10 years later, we have another boy. It seemed like with every passing day, with every passing year, we connect and melt into each other more and more. We were like one. I knew when he was breathing. I knew when he was sad or happy. We were two people, but like one. I could never imagine anything coming between us. But how little I knew. The life was happening. The life was passing by. The kids were growing. One day my husband got a position in a big company, which we were very excited about. This was a good position with a good pay. We were determined about going on a vacation with kids to show them the ocean and the Disney, even though our twins were already grown up. He was the most wonderful father and husband. I started to make a little bit of money myself, having a home bakery. Life was as good as it could be. In summertime, we took our kids to Florida to see Disney theme parks. It was exciting even for our grown-up ones, but was more exciting for our 12 years old. It was our last happy summer together. My world and the world of our family was just about to collapse. Closer to Christmas time, I started to notice little things here and there. But as every woman thinks, this can only happen to others, not to me. Never ever to me. So there were red flags here and there, but I preferred not to see them. Close to Thanksgiving, this I knew already much later, my husband got promoted again, and there was a project they were supposed to have done by the end of the year. That was some huge multi-million-dollar thing. There were two groups of specialists combined. In the second group, there was a woman. Now I know her name, Caroline. She was ambitious, smart, extremely beautiful lady, a little over 30. Never married, never had any children. Exactly like one of those you see in the movies ruling huge corporations. So they met while working on that project, and it was the beginning of the hell for me. Lala, my dear Lala, I am writing this and still crying my eyes out. Lala, please talk to them. Please talk to those women who get in bed with a married man. Lala, I'm begging of you. Please beg them not to. Lala, how? How can a woman do such thing to another woman? How, Lala? Tell them. while she's in bed with this man late at night, while he is lying to his wife that he is at work at 3 a.m. in the morning, or on a sudden business trip, tell them that that wife of his, is not sleeping. She's praying for him. She's waiting for him. She is at this very moment covers his and her kids with a blanket and cries quietly because she feels something is amiss, but she does not want to admit it. She does not want to face it. Lala, if only those women could see our eyes, the eyes of the mothers who bore children to this man you are now in bed with, the eyes of wives who were there for them in sickness and in poverty, loving them, cherishing them, supporting them, forgiving them, forgetting ourselves, our own dreams and wishes, and making him, our husbands, the sense of our lives. Lala, if they only could see our eyes, I believe they would not be able to do such a terrible thing. If only they could see the eyes of our children waking suddenly in the middle of the night asking, Mom, where is Daddy? Sorry. Where is Daddy? And you feel how pain squeezes our hearts up to the point we cannot even breathe. But we smile and we say, Papa is working, sweetheart. He will come back home soon. How those wives walk away, lock themselves in the bathroom, turn on water and cry, cry, cry. Then we wipe our tears and pretend nothing is happening. We keep on doing everyday things, but we live every moment, Lala, as if there was a sharp sword in our heart, or three, like that one of your cards, 3 blades in the heart. This is how I was living every single day, hour, minute, moment. Pain became me. I became pain. Lala, why they do not see, why they do not feel, understand our pain, why they are not capable of that. What kind of heart do they have, Lala? What kind of heart those women have? I cannot answer this question. I was trying to, but I cannot. How they can't do it to us. How they are not afraid that you reap what you sow. And there might come a moment when they will face this very same story. Why they do not think of the tears of our children if they don't think of our own. If they do not care about us, the wives, why do not they think of our children waiting for Papa to come home while Papa is with them? Why? How? Forgive me for such long letter. The things were happening similar to millions of us. Wives whose husbands got themselves a mistress. So-called business trips on the weekends. Coming home very, very late at night with an excuse of late working hours. The smell of female perfume, I explained to myself that this is colleagues probably wearing it. I was not that type of a woman who checks the phone of her husband. My heart and intuition were screaming the truth to me, but I was too afraid to face it. Till one day, everything opened up to me. It was my birthday. I was turning 40 and my husband and my friends organized a beautiful party in one of the local restaurants. Everything was beautiful, but at one moment I saw my husband missing. I went to look for him outside and found him at the back of a restaurant talking on the phone with somebody. I opened my mouth to call for him but stopped. Something deep inside me made me come closely, quietly. He did not see me. It was already dark. I heard his every word. No, Caroline, not today. Today I absolutely cannot come. I know it is our year anniversary, but I absolutely can't. Today is her birthday. We are in the restaurant with friends and family. I will come tomorrow. No, I have not. Caroline, I told you I'm not going to leave my wife and kids. Caroline, please understand. No, I cannot choose. No, I do not want to lose you. Of course, I love you. I know what we have is real, very real. I feel alive when I'm with you. But, Caroline, please. I guess she disconnected. He looked frustrated and upset. He went back to the restaurant. I quietly got back in. In me, everything was frozen, as if I lost ability to feel. I had to have a brave face in front of our friends and family. My husband came to me and said there was a major problem at work and he had to leave urgently. He asked me to apologize to everybody, but the problem had to be solved right away. He left. The rest of that evening I remember as if in the fog. He came home only in the morning. He avoided looking into my eyes. I knew there was guilt in him. He was not a bad man. I knew him almost all my life. He was not this kind of a man, but he could not somehow stay away from her. Was it middle life crisis? Was it passion or love? That I don't know. I decided to stay and try to save my marriage. I made myself the best version of me. I had my hair done, was wearing makeup, pretty clothes in the house and out, cooked his favorite dishes, tried to be happy and charming, played my role as a perfect mother and wife, but deep inside I was dying, dying, dying. I lost a lot of weight, as I could not make myself eat. His late night and weekend working hours continued. And one day while he was in a shower, I got to his phone. There were dozens of text messages between them. I did not read them all. I stopped at her telling him about how wonderful their 2-day vacation was in Hawaii and how it could be like that every day and every night. And if he just leave the truth and dump me and the kid and be with her. I know, she wrote. I know you do not love her. You love me. I know you stay with her only because of the pity you feel to her and the guilt. You must talk to her. It would be the best for all of us. I am tired to be a third party. I deserve better. We both deserve better. Talk to her finally. Stop living a lie and start living the truth. We belong together, don't you see? Lala, I do not know what happened to me. Pain got over me as I was not able to think clearly. I went to the other bathroom, opened the cabinet, and took out the medication I was prescribed for severe insomnia. I got me a glass of tap water and put one of the pills in my mouth, then a second, then a third. I looked in the mirror and saw not me. I saw a ghost of myself. The pain was not possible to handle. I just wanted it all to be over. This is all I wanted. It was late night and the kids were sleeping, but the kid was sleeping. But when I put a third pill into my mouth, I heard the voice of my 12-year-old son. Mom, what are you doing? Are you all right? I did not swallow the third pill. I told my kid that I was okay but had food poisoning. With the pizza which we ordered that evening, I calmed him down the best I could and sent him back to sleep. Then I made myself throw up those pills. I found my strength to keep on living in my children. That moment I decided to leave him to his new love. Lala, it was 2 years ago. To make a long story short, I told him everything and I divorced him. He did not deny. I think he was tired of living a double life. Back then it seemed as he was, if not happy, but relieved. I moved away a couple 100 miles and found in myself the strength to move on and keep on living. I explained to our son that we had to move because we had problems with our property and Papa must stay because of his work. My ex-husband can visit as much as he wants. Our twins, of course, know the truth. They did not take it very well, but they are grown up after all and understand life. Our daughter didn't want to talk to him for about a year. Our first son was a little better to take it, but I guess one man can better understand the other. But Lala, you should see the way my ex-husband looks now. He's a shade of himself. He looks 20 years older. He tells me nothing, but I know that he suffers. He betrayed not just me and our children. He betrayed himself. Lala, if you can't address two men, tell them. Please tell them. Do you guys think that causing pain to the one who was with you for many and many years, been there with you, loved you, supported you, bore your children, you will be all right? No, you will not. Your wife will find the strength to move on if she is strong enough and respects herself enough. But many wives decide to stay and silently live each and every moment in excruciating pain, dying every breathing moment. Why would anyone choose to do this to the mother of your kids, to the one who gave her heart, soul, and life to you? Why? Are you heartless beasts? And women, girls, sisters, I beg of you, do not cause the pain to your women sisters. We are just like you. We laugh, we cry, we hope, we dream. We love just like you. We want peace in our hearts just like you. We love them just like you. Would you do such a thing to your daughter, to your sister? So why you do not think of us, of the wives? Why for a moment you do not put yourself in our shoes? What if I did take those pills? What if my son didn't stop me? What if the wife of a man you sleep with now will end her life, not being able to handle the pain? Will you be able to live with this? So before you go to bed, with somebody's husband, somebody's father. Think of it. Think of it. Think of it. Causing pain to the other woman. You go against your soul. You go against God. Think of it before you call him. Text him. Sleep with him. Think of that wife. See the tears in her eyes. See the pain in her heart. And maybe you will not. Sincerely yours, Catherine. I will not add nothing to this. I am guilty too. I confess, but the only thing I can excuse myself, it's possible, because it happened to be for me that the man who is my twin has a wife. He's married. And I never been intimate with him. I've never slept with him. And there was a moment when I could, and I was not allowed to. I never been intimate with him. And I am thanking every force out there that I haven't, that I don't have to live for the rest of this life with a feeling that I betrayed my fellow sister, because his wife is his wife, the one who was there with him in sadness and happy times, the one who gave him children and was there when he was happy or sad or angry. She was there, not me. Yes, it's a other half of me, it's other half of my soul. But in this life, he belongs to that woman who gave her life to him. And this is the truth of it. What you do, what you decide to do, is up to you. I hope that you will choose the right path. This is all I wanted to say, my beautiful queens. Namaste.